tutoring actually works great because you can get help from the instructor and to help you improve your writing. I have noticed a lot of improvement in my writing. My grades and my papers and my essays have been getting higher, and it's a pretty good thing. Faculty are great. Anytime you walk in here, you get help anytime you want to. You just gotta ask for help and you get help.
I think writing is a more personal and more intense discipline than maybe math or statistics, where you would take long lists of numbers and just scantron them. I mean, you need to be able to identify individual strengths and weaknesses, and for that you need a writing center. The writing center is an excellent resource for students because it allows them to get that extra one-on-one time with teachers that they can't receive in the classroom. The advantages of having an instructor, obviously, is you're having an expert eye look at the paper and work with the student on their needs. And we have an excellent staff here. We have ESL instructors as well who can identify ESL errors and treat ESL errors.
Writing Center has helped me a lot with English. I was taking English classes for 5 semesters in a row, starting from English 828 and finishing up with two B classes, 110 and 165. So when I came first to CSM, I barely could speak English, and my first teacher told me to go to the Writing Center and ask for help with my essays. Also, he assigned me tutorials, which were really helpful. And every time I would go to the Writing Center, not only faculty who are really helpful and supportive, but also instructional aides and student assistants are there to help me, whether it's printing essay, signing up or canceling the conferences, or just guiding through the learning experience.
I wish I had a writing center to go to, like this one, when I was working on papers in college, and sometimes even now just when I'm writing. And I think it's so helpful to have a reader right there, talking with you. The writer always has to imagine this audience, so it's always easier to write when that audience is more at hand, or at least someone that can represent the audience and give that kind of feedback. And additionally, the Writing Center has faculty members, so we're really experienced. We worked with students for years and have a lot of training under our belts to help with strategies. And I think what's great is that hopefully a student leaves with help on that particular paper, but also an enhanced sense of what they can do in general with their writing.
It's given me the tools and the materials and tutorials in order for me to achieve my goals. T is wonderful. They're always ready to assist me in any questions that I have. The place, the Writing Center, is very pleasant, quiet. There's always a quiet area for me to go in and do my studies. I'd like to give thanks to the staff, faculty, for allowing me to have this privilege to come in and do my studies. Without this center, I don't think I would be able to have gotten by this semester.
The Writing Center is a friendly place where students can come and get a second opinion on their writing. They can talk to professors that teach English and know what is expected in a writing assignment. If they're having a problem in a certain area, like developing a thesis, or they're not sure if their ideas are clear, they can come here and get a professional person's opinion on whether they are doing those things. When you're talking about your own writing, you can relate to it more than just talking about writing in general. If the person is looking at what you have written, and you are too, you can easily see whether it's smooth or whether you have problems.
I think the lab helped me pretty much because I can bring my essay here to let other professor or my professor to read my essay. Especially they can fix a lot of grammatic problems, and as a non-native speaker, I have many things I don't know about writing in English, and the professor just helped me to know about it. I did notice, especially in organizing my essays and eliminating the mechanical and grammatic errors, and maybe sometimes professor help you to understand the article much better. yeah, they provide some background information about the articles, the stories, or the poems. The staff are pretty nice, and then professors are helpful, especially my ESL professor and my English professor. They are pretty patient, and they like to, they just have pretty much time for you to get you ready for the essay and assignments, and they're pretty patient.
Having the tutoring services is key, because we're again not just teaching English or just teaching reading in the context of English and this type of thing. We're addressing individual students' needs. So I may have a student, like you said, who's returning from college or returning to college and doesn't feel sort of that comfortable surrounded by a lot of young people, or feels out of place. And so I can speak to that person on a personal level and make sure that he or she understands that this is perfectly acceptable. This is how a lot of people do it. I think the benefits come more in the students' attitudes. And what I find is that when the students come in and they sit down one-on-one with an instructor who really understands the course and understands the material and helps them with their writing, sure, you see improvements here and there, but what you really notice is the improvements in the students' attitudes. Because a lot of times they come into the Writing Center to work with faculty, or they don't even know what to expect most of the time when they come in. But when you can sit there with them and talk to them and find out what's happening in the class, not just with their reading or writing even, you can kind of help build their confidence. I think we're lucky, and I think we're unique as a college in that in our English department we're able to use Hour by Arrangement and other resources to provide students the services that we do. A quiet room with computers, a computer classroom. I mean, there are some colleges that don't even have a computer classroom. Or if they do, it's off in some weird part of campus. I mean, we have all these resources right here for students to use, whether it's checking their email right now, right here, or printing something up, or talking to one of our instructional aides to get help coordinating something. Whatever it is, we've got these fantastic resources specifically for the students in the English classes, and even more specifically for the students in the pre-transfer level English classes.